Hello.
Hi,
This is so cool.
we here.
We made it.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did it. Hello, everybody. My name is Monique, and I'm the head of community here at Self. And it is Financial Literacy Month, and we are doing our first ever live with our first ever guest, Kayla Harley. Thank you so much for being here. Step, 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 step. She is the founder of Creative and Equal Opportunities, Inc., and she is just amazing. Her story of just her own personal finances and how she got there, the resources she used, the things she's discovered, and how she's helping others in this space is really impressive. And I really think it would be super helpful for a lot of you that are going through the same thing. You might be in an industry a creative industry where your income is it just fluctuates and you're not sure how to be money savvy, or you're working in a gig industry and you're doing deliveries and you're driving Uber and you're taking jobs, or you're acting, you're dancing, whatever the case is. You're just trying to figure it out, and we're here to help you. So, Kayla, thank you so much for being here. I do want to say that this is her own experience. This is what she's been through. Everyone has their own journey when it comes to credit, and you're going to see different things, different results, but this is just her experience, and we're sharing it with you. So let them know where you're from, Kayla.
Sure. Hi, my name is Kayla Harley. I'm from the DMV area. I'm in my early 30s. I am a single young professional. By trade, I was a performance artist, professional dancer, ballerina. I've done Broadway, moved into teaching arts and education, and then ultimately became a curator, producer, and now the founder of Creative and Equal Opportunities Incorporated.
I love it. Shout out to the DMV. So Kayla, what was your relationship like growing up with money?
My relationship was obscure, Monique. It was this thing that I knew existed, and I was told debt. Just know you're going to be in debt. And I had no idea what that was or what that meant. I quite honestly thought that college was free because I was taken care of through my childhood, adolescence, teenage years. When I got to sophomore year of high school, I was like, what? Tuition? Books? What? What is that? So then that's when the whole concept of money started to become more real and more tangible to me, and I realized that there was work to do.
I know that you said there was a conversation around debt, but how was that introduced to you? Do you feel like you just happened to walk in, like maybe your parents were paying bills and they were talking about money, or like what was the situation when it came to having those conversations?
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually my grandmother. We were in the car and we were just talking about life. And she mentioned the word debt. And I had heard people say, oh, I'm in such debt. I'm so deep in debt. I can't do this. I can't do that. And I was like, ooh, whatever the debt is, I don't want that thing. That's
Right.
bad. Right? Well, please keep that far away, far. And my grandmother just goes, no, you're going to be in debt. And I was like, dang, why you put it like that? What am I like? I can't even dodge it. She's like, nope. But she didn't tell me that there's such a thing as good debt and bad debt. And that's what I had to learn.
Very. So starting on your money journey, right? When you're introduced to money on your own, what was your first job?
So my very first job was at 15. I was a dance teacher. So I was doing something I love.
And then after you graduated high school into your adulthood, where you start having bills on your own, what were you doing? What was your first job then?
So many things. I was a waitress, host. I worked events jobs. I worked as a virtual assistant. I worked as a personal assistant. And then when I finally got into my career after college as a dancer, that's when the gigs started to roll in. So for an artist, just to give people a sense of what that looks like, there's no guarantee that you're going to get a salary job. There's just not. That's not how it works. It doesn't matter whether you've had a Bachelor of Fine Arts, Master, or doctorate, you still may not get a salary job. So on average, I probably was working 5 to 7 jobs a year.
Wow. I think a lot of our customers can relate to that too. Even if you do have like a stable 9 to 5, they're working side jobs. You know, they're doing those type of things like that. So everybody's just out here hustling right now. So working in the creative industry, did that affect the way that you approached your finances?
For sure. Absolutely. So being a creative, once again, there's no guarantee that you're going to get work. And then there's also no guarantee that they're going to pay you on time and pay you what they say they're going to pay you.
Mhm.
Sometimes things happen, relationships fall off, money gets paid under the table. You know, there's so many situations, and you learn along the way. So my relationship to money went from being completely scared of it to having this sort of detached, like, okay, I'm just I don't know when I'm ever going to have money consistently. Like, what does this look like for me? So for myself and a lot of artists, we start to lose trust for people with money. And then it becomes this thing that we are disconnected with. We don't have any sense of worth or value or longevity, right? Because we never see the money constantly coming in and constantly coming in with the same amount.
Hmm. So how do you actually advocate for yourself in situations like that where you're supposed to be getting paid and you don't get the check? And then you have bills to pay. You have people that might be depending on you. So how do you advocate for yourself?
That's a good question. So I learned the hard way. I learned maybe like 10 years in to finally speak up. One of the biggest taboos for creatives and artists is don't be difficult. If you're difficult, you're not getting the job, you're not keeping the job. And when I finally got over that hump, Monique, I started to be vocal and say, hey, this is what I need. I'm going to need you to explain lines 3 and 19 to me in this agreement because I don't understand.
Yeah.
I would like to negotiate my pay. I would like to negotiate maybe some incentives because for artists, if you're a teacher, most of the time you're buying your own supplies, right? You do it because you love it. You bring in those supplies out of passion to create a great experience, but then you're still absorbing those costs. So for me, I finally learned to speak up and give them the receipt and say, hey, I actually spent this amount of money for my class facilitation and I would like to be reimbursed. And when I finally spoke up, it started to work. And then that's when I started to tell other people, hey, guess what? You can do the same thing.
Yes, I love it. And they need to know that you can speak up for yourself and you worked hard. You deserve it to get it. So how has your relationship with money evolved over the years?
Over the years, I went from being scared and disconnected to more involved. So I'll just give you a little story. It was in New York. I was on my way to a Broadway audition, like I always do. And I got in the room and I was like, you know what? I've been here and I've done this before. And what I can expect is that I will get it or I won't get it. But what I don't know is if, like you said, I'll be able to pay my bills, pay my rent, pay for another plane ticket or a train ticket, or do what I need to do to continue my life as an artist. I need to take a step back and think. So I left the audition. I said, you know what? 86 it. Left the audition, felt the lightness and freedom, and then that's when I kicked off my financial literacy journey. I started to dive into books. This was like early 20s, mid 20s, 24. Started to dive into books, a ton of free resources. One of my favorite books is Smart Women Think Rich.
Oh, I
Think. You know, okay, yes. So I was like, this is serious business. I missed out on all this information growing up. No one told me. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't know that there's such a thing as free advisors. I didn't know anything about all the resources that I now know. So I went through that learning curve. It was great. And now in my early 30s, now I'm starting to feel more confident about what my next steps are. And I have a plan.
Yeah. So as you started to enter this new space, this new mindset when it came to how you view money and things that you needed to start doing, right, to be financially successful, did you have to set boundaries like with yourself or maybe your family or people that you previously worked with?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Boundaries are key. So for me as an artist, one of the things that we love to do after a performance is celebrate. Celebrate. Go for a brunch. Go to happy hour. Get drinks. Go to somebody's house. Hang out. Do this, that. And I realized that that was draining my wallet like crazy. And I was like, you know what? I can't afford this life. I need to do something different. I need to go home and I need to set a boundary of cooking for myself. I need to set a boundary of saying no. I need to set a boundary of thinking long term past the weekend and think about 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. I had to do that for me. Nobody else could do it.
Yeah. So after you started learning how to manage your own finances, you created an alternative space for people to start manage, or people that are in alternative spaces. You're helping them kind of learn more about money. It's called It's Lit. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, yeah, for sure. So I see the fire icons up. Y'all, that's the idea. So it's lit actually is a term that was coined back in the 1970s. And it still rings the same today. It means this is where the party is. Hey, hey. Okay. And that's facts. Like when you have money, you feel great about yourself. You feel great about life. You can move in a way that feels free and awesome. If you have kids, if you have loved ones and you want to go take a vacation, that is where the party is. Not every Friday and Saturday when you're doing a little something here and there and you can spend some cash. Having finances ongoing is the party. So with that idea, I came up with It's Lit. And this is a short film that's now streaming on YouTube. It's available for free. Anybody can go and watch it right now. And it compiles interviews of artists, directors in the arts, even some legal folks. We got some financial advisors in there. We even have an estate planner that's giving us ideas on how to change the way we think about money as artists and change our approach. So the subtitle is called What They Didn't Teach Me in School because they don't teach artists. They don't teach a lot of people, anyone. They don't talk about money. Why? Like, how are we talking about everything else? And might I just add, I am a proud degree holder, so I wouldn't change that. But I would say I wish that they talked about the reality that this is what you have to do to make money instead of this is what you have to do to hone your craft. So that's what we talk about in the film, closing the wage gap. Excuse me. Making more equitable opportunities, being vocal about money as young as 17, and then also creating an exit strategy. When you're 45, 50, that's when a lot of artists start to retire. We retire early. And for dancers, we're retired maybe sometimes in our 30s, you know? So that's what the film is about. And it actually stemmed from a book that I wrote called A Broke Dancer's Guide to Success. And I wrote the book on that financial journey that I started, that I was telling you about when I left the audition. And it was just a memoir. Hey, this is what I'm learning as a dancer. I was broke, and now I'm an empowered decision maker. You can do it too. And then the book spun off into the film.
I love that. And you said it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. If you just go to at CEOINC Arts, it's right there.
I love it. So you mentioned earlier that you left the audition, start reading books, and it's really hard to know where to start. Like you were never taught anything about financial education. So how did you discover self?
How did I discover self?
Yeah.
Self discovered me. How about that? It was so timely when it came in. And it could have been an ad, it could have been a friend, it could have been something. I think it was the colors. And because I'm an artist, I just gravitated. I was like, ooh, what's this? So when they started giving me options to save money and invest in my future, I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
So when I discovered self in that way, for me, it was an instant yes.
Yeah, I love it. It's supposed to be easy access, right? We don't want to make it complicated. Credit is already just like, it's so much information. There's so many myths. You don't know where to get started. And so it's definitely a tool that's easy to use. So I appreciate you saying that. We call our customers as well as our employees builders. And I want to know, what type of builder are you? So for example, I am a family builder. I have a beautiful family, beautiful husband, 4 little tiny kids, and everything that we're doing right now is just like laying the foundation for our family. That's what we're focused on. So I'm a family builder. What type of builder are you?
I'm an asset builder, Mo. Yeah, I'm an asset builder. Right now, that's so key for me as a young professional who's not yet married and not yet with kids, to build my assets.
Yeah, I love it. And that's important. And making sure that your credit is on point is the key to making sure that you're able to, obtain those assets and build long-term wealth. So I love it. Um, Kayla, is there any advice that you would give someone that's starting out on credit or their financial journey? Someone that's new, they don't know anything. What would you tell them?
Sure. So I would say don't wait to be great. I think oftentimes we feel like we have to have a ton of money in the bank or we have to reach a certain plateau of success to get started. And that's so not true. Start where you are, don't be afraid, ask for help, and use this amazing resource called self. Use it to your advantage, keep using it, tell other people about it, share your story. And also, I would say to take the concept of money being taboo and this super private thing, which I think is also a part of maybe generational trauma that people are dealing with, take that out. That's old. Now is the time where we need to be talking about money more. Hey, what works for you? I'm trying to build my credit score. I'm trying to get a house. I'm trying to go on vacation. What do you use? What do you do? Well, have that conversation and then celebrate your wins because that's beautiful. I have friends, as an artist, I have friends that are in finance, that are in insurance, that are in all sorts of industries. And I used to be that person as an artist, and creatives is like, oh my gosh, I'm the broke one
Yeah.
in the circle. Oh, can't talk about this.
Mhm.
Oh, they're getting houses, they're doing this, they're doing that. And until I finally changed my mindset and saw myself in that same way with those same possibilities, then I started to open up dialogue with them and ask them questions and then do the things that could actually work for me at the place and the level that I am.
I love that. It's definitely a collective effort. And as Self, we're trying to build a community so that we can just get real with each other and just tell each other how to use credit as a tool and how to be successful and how to celebrate each other in this space because it's not done often. So I love that. Thank you so much. I'm actually going to leave the floor open for any questions you have for Kayla. Let's see. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead and ask. I'll give you guys a second. But in the meantime, do you want to go ahead and just kind of plug yourself? Where can they find
Yeah, thanks so much. So again, my name is Kayla Harley. My plug is going to be Creative and Equal Opportunities, Inc. So at the top, you'll see it, CEOINC Arts. Make sure that you follow us so that you can stay tuned. There, we share resources that are free for how to get started as a creative or someone in the gig economy, what things you should be focusing on. And then we also, with our short film that's streaming on YouTube right now, we actually have a torch team. So our torch team is actually offering their services for completely free. Tony Watson, you can call him today, email today. He'll help you set up a plan and it doesn't cost you anything. We've got Carol Foster. She's great. She's from the DMV area. She can help with artists in particular. We've got the financial lit guy. He works with college-bound students who want to learn about money. We've got CEO Hassan. He also talks about from college to COVID, how he recovered during the worst of the times during the pandemic. We have some really awesome people as part of our team that are willing to work with artists because I think also sometimes we feel like I don't want to walk in a bank or I don't want to talk to somebody that has a suit and tie. That's not really me. So we're offering people that you can connect with that do look like you, sound like you, and can relate to some of the concerns that you have. So definitely go and check us out. We're also on Facebook. So we're on Insta, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube under the exact same hashtag. And then if you want to learn more about me as a creative and my journey, you can find me at na.bee. So that's Kayla Natural B. Yeah, those are all my plugs.
Yes. Let's see. So you do have a question. What's next for you as far as financial literacy programs / initiatives?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking. So one thing I learned along the way is not to do too much. As an artist, we try to do everything all at once. I am staying committed to this financial literacy journey, y'all. All year, this is my focus. All year, I'm going to be talking about finances and artists because not enough people know about it yet, and I'm going to keep pushing this message. So this journey is ongoing.
Yeah.
However, Stig, I am going to be releasing the second version of my book, A Broke Dancer's Guide to Success. And that's essentially the accountability part of the journey, where I come back and I talk about, okay, did it actually work, the things I was doing? So be on the lookout for that in the next 2 years. So for right now, this year is all lit.
I love it. The follow-up is important too. So you do, let's see. What does the host do for Self Financial? How does the CEO help artists? They're referring to Miss Boss Lady C. So I'm the head of community at Self. So I'm here to engage with you all and provide education. And then if you just want to quickly, I know you already explained it, but how do you help artists?
Yeah, sure. So with our free information and resources, we help artists get connected to amazing free financial educators and free financial advisors to take those next steps in growing their career in money.
Yeah. She does it all. See. Oh my goodness.
You know, I can even, while you're looking at the next question,
yeah,
I'll tell you that before we got to this point of helping professionals, we started helping pre-professionals. So when I came back from my career as an artist, I came back to the DMV area and I actually founded the Dance Our Legacy Scholarship Fund. So we awarded one Black Latina who was in her junior year of high school free admittance to a prestigious dance conference. There she went on to win over $75,000 in scholarship. And now she attends school in California, and she's also been to study abroad. So she's doing amazing things. So yeah, it's just such a blessing, you know, when you, like I was saying earlier, tell people about your journey, tell people about what's working. So I kind of just started to pull my community in as I was learning. And then I was like, okay, what can we do with our resources? And then the second thing we did before we got to financial literacy campaign, we actually sent not money, but free dance equipment and shoes to U.S. Virgin Islands during the hurricane.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that U.S. Virgin Islands is kind of like Puerto Rico. So it's also a U.S. territory. So they're home. And like they listen to our radio stations and everything.
Yeah.
And so Hurricane Maria destroyed a dance studio. A ton of amazing people from the DMV area sent free dance wear, shoes, equipment, everything down to them to help them revamp their studio. And then during the pandemic, I was given the opportunity financially, because I saved up, right, to take a trip down there and visit them and follow up and see how they were doing, and actually taught a master class. So there's just so many great things that have been evolving from CEO Inc. Arts.
I love it. So many opportunities. And then this one's really good, Kayla. How do you stay motivated to stay on track with your finances?
Ooh, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wise, I can do it. I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wise, I can do it. Yes, have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you all have seen those TikToks about people, you know, getting into the groove. That's also why I love Self. Self kind of does that for me. When I get those emails from them and they're like, you did great this month. And I see like a little rocket and I see my plus numbers going up and I start dancing. I'm like, yeah, I'm making money. I'm getting my credit score up. I'm about to buy me a house. I'm about to buy me a car. I'm about to do the whatever the thing is for you. You just enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
That's what keeps the energy going. You have to enjoy it. It shouldn't be a labor that you're growing your financial career. It should really feel good.
Yes. Find your method. Find the thing. Find your why, first of all. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? How can this get you excited? just don't make money to make money or work on your credit just because everyone else is doing it. So find your why and that's track. If you are looking for more tips on how to get started, you can check out our YouTube series, Credit 101, How to Get Started, or you can go to self.inc to look at our blog and just use some of our downloadable templates to monitor your spending, write down your expenses. There's just so many resources out there, like Kayla said, and we are so excited that you were our first guest, and I really thank you, and I hope this was helpful for a lot of people. So follow from to share this on our other platforms, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Have a great day.
Thank you.